Welcome back to the channel. We recently just did a step-by-step video installing the BigGun exhaust system. This is the BigGun Evo stainless on the Brute Force 2019. We didn't get the tuner in yet, but that's what today's video is about. We're going to install the BigGun tuner, and to do so they recommend that your machine is cold, so don't do it with a hot engine. So I have not started this bad boy in a few days. Actually, since the last video I haven't started it. And you got to unassemble some more parts of the bike. I know everyone loves it when you call a four-wheeler a bike, but you got to unassemble some more. So more screws here to pop off this plate. There, screws, and then this you had to break it free with a crescent wrench. Don't scratch it up. Don't scratch my four-wheeler. If anyone knows that song, I think it goes, "Don't scratch my truck," or "Don't touch my truck." But here we go. Gotta get that through there. Should be able to slip that off. So I'm gonna slip this cover off so we can get in there and get to the wiring to put this in line, the plug that goes into the injectors. I'll come back with this thing off. Hopefully can put this bad boy all back together, but let's go. All right, we made it back. Had to finagle that little side plate off. And now we got more exposure to where we need to get to. So we can easily see, this is the plug we gotta unhook. So I'm gonna unhook that bad boy and plug in the end line. I'll show you what that looks like. So all right, so we got it loose. And now we gotta take this one and plug it in where it fits. So it's really, you can't mess it up. So you're gonna plug in the top one that we pulled out into the bottom base, and then the bottom one into the other base. You'll see, it's pretty simple. So I'm gonna get it plugged in, and then we gotta figure out how we're gonna route this and hook the ground up. All right, that was actually pretty easy. Once this cover's off, I mean, this stuff's easy to get to now. And I got them both snapped in. They made a really good click. It's really hard to push down, so it's watertight. So if we get water in there, that's no problem. It's sealed off. And then you gotta do is ground this. And look what the Kawasaki Brute Force got. It's already got a nice little grounding spot right here. So I'm gonna back this bolt off, and we're gonna slip this bad boy on. And then we'll do is route the cable towards the back. And that's it. And then guess what? We finally can do some test videos. But we're gonna of course start this bad boy up, see what it sounds like again. Okay, while I was routing the cable, I pulled the tuner box behind this, so we have the cable following these other cables coming in, wiring harnesses, whatever you want to call them. And now we can't do this over the bar because the seat's going to pinch it. So I took these bolts out here in this little container tray. So what I'm going to do is slip this from underneath. When I pull that back, then the wire can come under and sit in there with those wires. And once we do that, I'll be able to lay it right there. So I'm going to go do all that I just showed you, and I should be right back. And routed that like I showed you. It's nice and ready to sit. And screw that on, or bolt it on. I'm gonna put a zip tie here and here. And that's pretty much it. But let me get all this buttoned up. I'll come back and show you. We'll talk a little bit more about it. And then there's some modes on how to tune it. So I will be back after I do a boatload of work putting all the skins on, all the plastics. Should just put the seat on and go mud and see how dirty I get, but I ain't got time for that. All right, I went ahead and zip tied some spots on the wiring harness to the frame, and I want to show you where it was because I think it's important. It's actually sitting really nice. I'm feeling really good about it. So I didn't pull it tight. I want to do this for the video. You can see I added one right here, and it goes through the frame right there, which is made for zip ties. And then I put one right here next to this big boy. That's just gonna help give it some more security. And then one more right here before it goes inside the box. And check out this thing. I don't know what Kawasaki has it for, but it's just a flex tube. And there's really nothing going on with it. It's just there. Anybody knows what that's for? It's kind of weird. Yeah, it's just a flex tube, hollow, nothing in it, no routing, no wires in it. Just top to bottom. But so I'm gonna trim these tabs off of here now. I'm gonna use two hands, but I'm gonna go ahead and pop all three of those off. and then I'm gonna start buttoning this up. So we'll see you on another step. All right, before I started buttoning this thing back up, it's pretty funny, and I wanted to see what y'all thought. No, not about the way it looks, but about how unorganized I was with all my tools, my nuts and bolts and plastics and fasteners. So when I first did this video, it was a week ago to install the exhaust, and I left the garage as is because I was in a hurry. I've got kids, I've got jobs, and you know how it is. So I try to get stuff done as quick as I can to get some footage out there. And I left the plastics off. I have some bolts over here just chilling. That's for the rack, I'm pretty sure. And I've got some more here for the plastics. I've got some in this pocket from what I just took off. Some tools laying in here. Heck, I got a tool in here. I just realized I need to put these bolts on there. And if you come over here, got my rack on the ground chilling. Got my tackle box that I take down by the leg. And I got more tools scattered out. And then on the boat, I've got tools. These fell out of the plastic, and I didn't know where that came from for a while. More bolts. So wish me luck. I'm gonna try to put all this stuff back together. I think I can do it. I think I can do it better than the dealer did it. So I actually found they messed up again. There's another plastic fastener rivet that was missing. So yeah, thanks again. But I'm gonna get to work so then we can check out the tuner and fire it up. And then finally I'm gonna do is test this sucker out on another video. I think I'm gonna do is put the Zillas back on. I'm gonna drop it 1 inch for the test because I don't want to run it too hard on the 3-inch lift with the big dogs, which you can. I can go mudding first. Let me know what y'all think I should do. I'm kind of ready to change the tires again, the wheels and tires. But I'll be right back after it's buttoned up. All right, I've got everything back together for the most part except the seat on. The rack's on, everything's bolted back in. It feels good and sturdy all over again. There's one thing I did wrong. I just noticed it. Let's see if anyone can point it out. Make a comment if you see it. I'm gonna make a quick fix to it. But before I fix it, I want to show you that I did wipe off the back of this module. And I wiped over here. And then when that dries, I'm gonna wipe it with alcohol. And we're gonna do some 3M Velcro. It actually came with 3M Velcro, so we're gonna stick that on there. So I'm gonna have that all stuck in a second when I come back. And I'll show you what I'm about to fix. Actually, I'll show you now. So if no one caught it, look at this bad boy. It should be tucked under, so hopefully I can just take one off. And then that fits right back under. Anyway, I'm gonna do that and Velcro module on. And we're gonna turn the key on. We'll talk about what the green lights and red lights all mean. And hopefully we're good to go. And then we can fire it up. See if it sounds any different idling and all that fun stuff. So I will be right back. All right, the alcohol's dry. I went ahead and put one side on to the back of the tuner. And what we're gonna do is peel that off. So now the sticky 3M is exposed. Flip it around, we got a perfect spot right here to mount the BigGun power module. So there we go, and then we got this extra cable sticking up, so I'm just gonna kind of push it down. Once I get the seat on, it will stay secure. Check that out. So they say when you turn on the key, this is the first time to turn the key on, the light should light up and steady flash green if it's installed correct once you start it. So let's hope it starts. Everything's all set up, but it looks good to me. And I'll come right back and we're gonna hit the throttle after it warms up. Do the decibel test. All right, so apparently it's running perfect. It's exactly what it's supposed to do when one is lit up and you have other lights behind it lit up. it's doing what it should do. So when you put it under a load, more lights are going to light up as you go faster and put it under more load. You're not going to be able to see it. It's going to be under the seat. So there's nothing to adjust. It's plug and play out of the box to tune for the BigGun exhaust. They said it is optional to tune further if you can dyno it. And if you're messing with cams and making some adjustments there, then you probably want to go in. But for today's video and for that upcoming riding, we got it perfect. Folks, hit that thumbs up if you would. I'm gonna wrap this thing up, and next video I'm gonna probably put the Zillas on, drop it down an inch, and we're gonna do some performance runs. Might even put all back stock tires too. We'll have to see how it runs, but I'm excited to go get this thing and rip it. Appreciate all you watching. Much love. I'll go twice. There, if you want to float across something, just take the old Brute Force with some noodles on it.